Hi everyone, welcome back. This is the Adobe Live show, live from New York at the Adobe 19 conference. And I'm super excited because for 1 hour we will be with Catherine Lowe.
Hello, hi everyone.
And we will talk about UI, UX design, different type of experiences. So the structure, Catherine, is that we'll talk about your work and some previous projects for about 30 minutes. And we invite our friends in the chat to submit their portfolio, okay? So check on behance.net/live, there is a portfolio review tab. Submit the link to your Behance portfolio if it deals with UI and UX design. And then Catherine, at the end of the show, will give you feedback, also how you can improve, or just appreciations. Maybe we just say, oh, okay, it's awesome. There is nothing to change. We will see. But in the meantime, let's discover who you are, your work, and maybe you can introduce yourself. Like, how would you introduce yourself?
Okay, yeah. I've been living in New York City for the last 13 years. I specialized, in the beginning of my career, I specialized more on the marketing side. So that means that I worked in advertising, branding, print design, set design, and more of a visual aspect. So I always had a lot of interest in working in the web. So a lot of my work primarily spans through just taking from an idea from the beginning all the way to the website. And of course, I was always really interested in doing the mobile space and also the wearable space. In the last 3-4 years, I'm working primarily with Martian Craft, a remote company that we specialize in iOS development. So I work with a lot of talented developers to make all of our clients' projects live and awesome. So I see myself more of a wide, broad range in terms of design, but now especially only work on iOS, UI, and UX.
Okay, this is awesome. We have Joreen in the chat saying "Girl Power." Yeah,
Okay.
we're very lucky. For today's, if you notice the lineup, we have a lot of women designers, so it's awesome. We have Corey in the chat. Hi Corey, hi Vicky, hi Siobhan, hi Liam. Thanks for watching. Don't hesitate to ask questions, okay? So we'll talk about your work, but if I see a good question, I will just interrupt you, Catherine. And
Awesome, yeah.
okay,
cool.
So we will switch to your presentation because you wanted to talk about your most recent projects.
Yes.
Okay? Recent interfaces. So let's go here. So Elder Check, what is this project?
Okay, so this project is a project I'm working on with Martian Craft. So the idea here is that it's a health app that basically allows the elder and the caregiver to have a one-on-one communication. So we all have a lot of aging parents. We also have grandparents and also aging parents that you would like to check in on them every day. So the idea here is that we wanted to use technology to really improve the way that we check in with our family members.
Yeah. So let's.
So the mission here and the client here is actually a trauma surgeon in Connecticut, and from his point of view, a lot of the dangers of an elder is by falling. They can break their hip and go to the hospital, and that sucks. So the features of the app is basically designed for disability, designed for elders, and designed for people who have visual impairment, have the ability to access this technology easy, so on their wrist, an Apple Watch, rather than like the LifeLock little necklace button that people used to wear, because it's just not stylish and a lot of elders don't actually like wearing that. And also have the ability to have scheduled check-ins. So from the caregiver's side of, it's easier for them to schedule in a time that they could ask the elder, how are you doing today? And also get some feedback in terms of their heart rate data, location.
Some tracking.
Yeah, some tracking. And of course, it's very also important that we make all this data HIPAA compliant and also very secure in terms of sharing your health data. Privacy, with the passwords, the ID, and
Awesome. So we have Brent. Hey, Brent, thanks for joining. Liam also said, I know your LinkedIn rebrand project. We will talk about this project
yes, sure.
In a few minutes, but
sure.
Yeah, it's a very good story. We'll see. Okay, so that's the user flow.
Yeah, so I wanted to just talk about just from the beginning to the end. So we have sort of the story from the client, what he's asking for, what are the features that he would like to have in the app, and then of course we do the discovery phase, create a low fidelity wireframe, kind of map out the user flow, and see if what we've created matches what he wants. So this is
awesome.
just a high-level example of like creating a wireframe for something like that.
Yeah, and if we have friends watching, so you know we have a new application in Creative Cloud, it's called Adobe XD.
Yes.
That lets you create this flow. Actually, in XD, there is, if you do new, I think you can say, I want to design for the Apple Watch. Like you have iPad, Surface Pro, iPhone. I know we have, okay, let's do a custom size. And you select an artboard. And then we have also an app, you see, like watch,
Yes.
42 millimeters. Okay. I guess you don't speak with millimeters.
42 or 38.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are the two. And then you can connect everything, so you can start like designing your screens and connect them, you know, like the prototype mode. If I click, I don't know, here, I want to move here. So that's why it reminds me your
awesome.
slide. You
Yes.
know? And then you can share it with someone and they can leave comments. So yeah, we're working on this app. Next week on Adobe Live, we will be with UX designers also, like they will work in Adobe XD.
Awesome, yeah.
And you will see like it's very fast. We really work on the performance. You want to see why? Whoop, look at that.
Wow.
That's how many screens I have, but it's still like very responsive, right?
Wow, that's really
yeah,
great.
so we have a big announcement next week. Make sure
Okay.
to watch Adobe Live if you enjoy Adobe XD or UX design. You will learn a lot. We'll be live on Tuesday. So yeah, that's why this flow actually really makes sense because we used to do a lot of prototypes connecting the screens, but so that's what you call the discovery phase,
Yes.
right? Awesome.
So this is just one part of the huge span of the
Yeah.
I
Just
don't
a
want to show like all
But
this.
still, like for a very,
Yeah.
like the first flow, you still have a lot of screens. And that's so onboarding, so how would you define onboarding?
So the here is actually the app, the iOS app. So it's a little bit
Yes.
different. So we also do the flow for iOS app and figure out what is the onboarding experience for an elder person versus a caregiver. So when an elder person, you know, if we're trying to shoot for the ability for the elder to onboard themselves without any help. So the challenge there is to how do you make it easy? How do you make it usable?
So you get feedback and you make them test, you change the design.
Correct. Yes. So here is one of the final products.
Okay.
So I just wanted to show two images on the top, the caregiver and the elder, and how different they are.
So two user personas or
Yes.
two types of users.
Right.
Okay.
So the caregivers, if you tap on the check-in,
Here.
it will actually send that message below it.
Here.
Are you okay?
Cool. It's super easy.
Check in from your daughter or your family, from
Okay.
Amy at this time, and tap to respond.
And it's very easy to reply. I'm
Yes.
okay, call me, green, red. You know.
Yes. And of course, if they press call me, then your caregiver will get that immediate red mark.
Okay.
And you can press that button, it will directly dial.
Super interesting.
So here's the example from the
Nice.
iOS side, where the caregiver actually has access to the history of this heart rate data and also location data, and the ability to see, you know, did they check in? Was it pending? Are they okay? Where are they at that time? So let's say something does happen, they're able
And you
to
have
bring
the
this to the
history
doctors.
tracking. That's
yeah,
good.
right.
Yeah,
You're-
you can see like 132 BPM and you can say, are you okay? Like you can,
Exactly. So yeah, I wanted to talk about the coloring. So
Oh.
I'm glad you noticed that it's green and red. So that's actually the number one thing that the client asked for. He really loved the fact that green means go, red means stop, like a traffic
Okay.
sign. So a little thing about that is there's color blindness with green and red.
Yes.
So we did a study here that basically took a bunch of screens and we laid it over color test modes. So you can kind of see what would happen.
So that's the name of
Yes.
the color blindness.
Yeah, so that's 6% of the people.
6% of the people, they
Yes.
see this. Wow,
Yeah,
it's
they
super
actually
interesting.
see that versus the green
Yeah,
and
yeah.
red. So here I'm
Oh my
saying
God.
that
And here it's just one
puke
person,
green.
but wow, it's really hard to tell.
Yes. So it's very important when you're designing for usability, you
Wow.
really need to have affordances. You can't just say, I wanted to have it in green color or red color. You really need to have the font, the text, the iconography,
It's
and
more than the color.
yes, more than one state. So as you can see, if you use green and red, the top two, they're
Yeah,
puke
here.
green.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It kind of loses the idea of using green
Here
and
it's
the
still
red.
okay. You know, like,
Still is okay, yes.
looks good actually. for the Trianopia.
And the
But
way
this,
to
like 6%, it's a lot.
yes,
It's
correct.
a huge group of people.
Yeah, that's mostly the green and the red.
But it works, like it still works. So that's the original color set, and this one is, you
This
say
is what
the
we
recommendation.
recommend. Yes.
Oh,
So we recommend that you change the green to the blue color
okay.
and the shade. And as you can see, there's a lot more
yeah,
contrast
here.
between
Here
the
it's
two.
solved. Now you can
Yes.
really see the difference.
Right.
Wow, super interesting.
So if you go up, there's a link that I attached on the bottom of the previous slide.
Yes?
So colororacle.org.
Someone was asking like, oh, what program do you use to check the color blindness?
Photoshop can do that as well under the color proofing.
yes, color proofing.
Yes, or Color Oracle, it kind of changes your screen to that color scheme, and you can kind of check your design and see if it's going to be legible, it's going to be useful for people.
So, okay, so maybe they cannot see the link, so I will open it, okay?
Okay, sure.
So that's the website, Color Oracle, because I think our link is hidden by the camera, so Color Oracle. Awesome, so it's an app on Mac, Windows, and Linux, and then you can test.
You can use that to check, or you can use Photoshop. Photoshop has the ability to do the proof.
That's cool. We have Tina in the chat saying that Professor's dad was the director of a publishing company and he was completely colorblind. Yeah, yeah. Actually, a lot of designers are colorblinded. Like Rufus, you can talk to Rufus about it. Rufus is actually colorblinded and he's a graphic designer. So you can ask him next time he goes live today.
If you can see the colors.
Yeah, he has a funny story about it.
Actually, the background here is awesome. It's red to blue, so there's no color blindness now with the branding.
Maybe someone can run the program on Adobe Live to see what's going on. Okay, and
Yes.
so this one
So
is another project?
Yeah, that's another project.
Big
So-
data, information architecture. Okay,
Yes.
native iOS and Universal. Universal, is it the Windows platform?
Oh no, Universal iOS design. So working on iPad and iPhone.
Oh, that's what it means.
Yeah.
Universal is like several surfaces with iOS. Okay.
So this project is something I'm working on currently. I work on a enterprise design that is a little bit a different challenge versus the Apple Watch. So basically the company has a large amount of data and they would like to have it in a consumable way, meaning that they want to access it on their mobile device, their iPad, their website, Windows applications, a range of products. So the challenge there is to actually make a design system that actually fits with all of those platforms. And how do you make a lot of data accessible to someone and usable? So I want to show this one example.
Wow.
This is actually a visualization tool that allows you to pretty much plot the graph and the values of a specific graph. And the point here is that you can overlay one graph on another graph, so you can actually see the difference and the change in the lines.
I see what you mean.
And so a lot of the things, a lot of the direction that we have to do is actually make a lot of the components reusable. So reusable typefaces, color, typography, panels, and how things work. So just taking in a lot of the ideas of like, if you're designing for an iPad or a bigger iPad, how does that look when it's in a smaller size than an iPhone? How does that look when it's on the website with React? Or how does that look when you're on Windows? Same experience through different applications is pretty much the goal. So looking at the specific visualization, this is a highly custom graphical software that we can change the graph type, the lines, area graph,
and
invert.
using touch, right? Like, so
Yes,
it's on a touch device. So
it's all on iPad.
I guess I can drag this, maybe.
Yeah. So in the screen, you can actually swipe left and right to see more of your data. You can control the track, each graph.
Each track, okay.
And then the blue button, you can actually pan up and down. You can pinch and zoom to make it bigger or smaller.
Wow.
And then you can actually tap on the graph to freeze it. So the number of the scrubber bar is the data point of that particular graph.
Wow.
And also be able to say, I want to do a mathematical calculation of that graph. So I can tap on the graph to freeze it and then expand or work with gestures to make it more interesting. Let's say I want to do an average of all those numbers. I can use my touch and drag up the screen and it gives me the output that I want.
It's Great. Cool, and we have some new people joining. Hi, Prosperity. Hi, Nayan. So we are with Catherine reviewing her work. We will jump to your Behance portfolio, maybe?
Yes, great.
Okay, to check more work. And also, in about, do we have a countdown? Yeah, you see, there is a countdown for you to submit your portfolio. If you want us to review your portfolio, it has to do with UX design, UI design, and we start reviewing them in about 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is Catherine on Behance. Make sure to follow her, give some appreciations, add some comments.
Right.
Someone was mentioning the LinkedIn project. Maybe we can start with this one.
Sure.
Which got very popular. I mean, look at that.
Right. Well,
so what is the story of this project?
The story, actually, the real story was that I was applying for a job at Google. And they gave me a choice of 2 tasks. One was to take a website and improve it. It cannot be a Google website, of course. That's not
that
fair.
Would be offensive.
That wouldn't be fair. And the other project was, take New York Times and recreate the information architecture. Wow. and figure out how to, basically like what I'm doing now, like take a large amount of data and improve that. So I had about 2 days to work on this.
Okay.
So what I did was I basically looked at LinkedIn from 2013, which was pretty old, a long time ago now, and just kind of looked at what are some of the features or the items that I can improve on. But I always say that this is a little bit unfair because I don't work at LinkedIn and I don't know the exact challenges. I don't know
the legacy
information. I don't have any content whatsoever. So during doing a lot of the redesign work without actual information is kind of like spoof. But
that's a good exercise.
To do your best to explain what you're about to do.
Okay.
So say, I would like to improve on the user interface. When I look at it from a user's point of view, like I'm trying to apply for a job, how would I want to see the website laid out? Mm-hmm. So jotting down the ideas and posing all the ideas up front and just showing what is your process to come up with those ideas and what are the design UI and UX that you've applied to these ideas is very important. So say if you say, I feel like the portfolio aspect or my profile aspect is not very prominent. How can I make that more prominent? Okay. So in some of these designs...
So here, for instance, like, is it the how to gather
Fibonacci?
Yes. Fibonacci?
I mean, you could really...
Why not?
Yeah, why not? You can say, okay, if I were to make a new layout, how would I redesign it? Can I have the logo at the top, the picture be bigger or spanning across the screen? Or, what is the best way to have my projects be surfaced above the fold? Mm-hmm. So here are just like some sketches.
Some exploration.
Some exploration on...
Here's another one. So for the login, okay, the traditional one, so with title and picture, large pictures, and a grid box.
Or grid box,
why not?
Right. Or Pinterest
the
style.
Pinterest with cards, floating cards.
The e-commerce login, which is a block.
With the pop-up, yeah.
Yep.
And the video style like YouTube, yeah. Mm-hmm. And that was to please Google. Do something like Google.
Yeah, right. Google's login looks like that. So here I decided to take a stab and say...
This. I like what you did here.
Oh, yeah, the pictures of
very
people.
Nice. But with that square, like usually you have like a clear grid, when here like it's a bit like overlap. It's very nice.
Yep. And then so what I took a risk in was to make the coloring yellow. And I know a lot of the tech giants always use blues or shades of blue because that's very safe. So I said, well, what if you had a complementary color that was really different from everybody else? So let's try yellow. Yeah. So make LinkedIn more standing out. And the idea is that the LinkedIn, the in is inside a rectangle. So why don't we just go with the grid view for the styling? So in terms of the exposure of content, like let's say I've already put in my information for my profile, my portfolio, like what do I get out of logging in to LinkedIn? What makes this site retain my attention? Like what makes me come back to the website?
And I like the fact that you can close a card.
Yes.
So you can imagine after with some machine learning that okay, maybe this user is not interested in in cakes or in Etsy.
Right, exactly.
I
So
will
that
stop pushing that.
yeah, it would be great if you had some machine learning. Like
Yeah.
I would only like
That would be
to
cool, please.
learn about text space and being more visual with the graphics instead of the lots of text and to break up each section in a clear way.
Yeah, very easy to read. Like a call to action here to share something. Yeah. Always works.
And what does it look like when
Yeah.
you hit an article? Just an example of what you could do. So here is the
job
most
search. It's more
important part of LinkedIn,
Yeah.
job search. So the job search area back in 2013 was just a text box and it had a lot of search results underneath. But I was thinking that we could incorporate more of your connections with a job search. So let's say you're looking for a job at IBM, like who works at IBM? Do you have any connections or 1 to 2 or 3 degree
Yeah.
person? So at least you can ask them for recommendations or you can ask them like a little bit more about the design and just feel more connected rather than just searching for a job and getting a listing. I think that's the power of having LinkedIn is to be connected with other people.
Nice.
And so from my point of view, since I'm a designer, I would like to see or I would like to have my images on my portfolio and resume. So that's why I kind of created it in that way. But there are a lot of people who are not designers and they don't have imagery that go along with it. But I still think it would be more visual if they could attach something. They could
Yeah, maybe
supplement.
they can choose also from a gallery of pictures, like created by LinkedIn, something that will match their personality or their style. So it's a good idea. Yeah, something more visual. So what happened? Like you. So you did that for Behance, for Google, after you published the project on Behance, I guess?
So I put this project on my Behance, and the funny thing was someone on the internet, on Twitter, saw this and decided to repost this project on his website. He asked me if he could repost it. Abdel.
To talk about it, yeah.
Yes, to talk about it and say, oh, this is a cool, interesting redesign of LinkedIn. And his website has a lot of traffic, so he actually got picked up by Gizmodo and it got retweeted to Gizmodo. And when it got retweeted to Gizmodo, it really trended on LinkedIn's news article. So it was actually the first box in the news. And I immediately got a call from the VP of LinkedIn to say, hey, are you just designing this to hate on me? I was like, no, this is definitely not. So I actually had a chance to go to LinkedIn in San Francisco. And
that's fun.
Yeah, they offered me a job to work at LinkedIn. And because it was trended on LinkedIn, a lot of other people saw it as well. So I also talked to the creative director at Netflix. And that time I was really contemplating to move to the West Coast.
Dubai, yeah.
So I feel like Behance has really helped me in terms of my career and getting my work out there. And this is one of the reasons why I don't create my own portfolio website. I want to keep everything on Behance.
Interesting.
Because of the amount of traffic and exposure and
it's more social. Yeah.
It's more social,
Yeah,
and I
you
can
leave
see
a
what
comment,
other people are doing.
Yeah.
So I love Behance.
Cool. I give you an appreciation.
Thank you.
Okay, we have time to, but thanks for sharing the story. I really love this story because we see a lot of projects on Behance of people redesigning Facebook but now we have the case of a success story like meeting with LinkedIn, proposing a job. It's awesome.
Cool.
Okay, I see wine, I click, you see, I'm French. So
yes. So Lottie Teen was actually a startup here in New York City, and our goal for Lottie Teen was to expose wine to people and kind of overcome some of the wine misconceptions. For example, how do you buy wine? Do you just kind of walk into the store and peruse the catalog and pick a wine that is very beautiful in terms of the label, or do you actually know what you're drinking?
Very nice icons,
So in the way that we've designed this was to wrap around the idea that the user is either very novice, they don't know what they like, or they're very expert in what they want.
Oh, okay. It's very visual, like super easy, like to filter. Yeah. I'm using another app, and everything is text.
Yeah.
So I have to click on this huge list. Hi, Jean-Joël. Thanks for joining. Very nice. Oh, iPad too. So yeah. a full iOS experience also.
Full iOS
universal.
experience. Yeah, well, what we discovered was people didn't want to be shopping for wine at work. So if they had an app where they can buy wine their lunch break, that would be pretty funny.
Oh, that's cool also. Feedback.
Yeah, so
very easy.
Let's say they purchased that particular wine and you said you didn't like it. A customer service representative could reach out to you and say, hey, why didn't you like it? Can we suggest something else? Because a wine is actually extremely personal because of the taste.
Yeah.
So a person could say this is sweet, this is acidic, but it's a range. So if you say you like a cab, doesn't mean that you like a Pinot. So what we also have tried to do was to make that process easier by creating a quiz. Like, what do you like to drink in terms of coffee? Do you like it black? Do you like cappuccinos? Do you like milk in it?
Interesting. So you try to define the palette?
Yes. So we try to put objective reasoning to design.
I never thought about it. It's very cool.
And what kind of desserts do you like? Do you like the lemon cakes or do you like the
And is it a little bit like like 23andMe, like the DNA research?
Right.
So maybe at some point you can do also some machine learning and understand okay, people who like cappuccino are sensitive to Pinot Noir.
Oh, exactly. That's exactly what we do. We try to figure out what's your taste buds and offer you the wines that you possibly would like.
Oh, yeah.
And also people love the story too.
I appreciate this much.
Yes.
And also I noticed that you take really a lot of time to describe behind the scenes also what happened, the process, so you invest time on behance too.
Yeah, I think that is actually the most important part of a portfolio, in my opinion, is to describe what exactly is the goal of the project, who are you trying to sell to, and what are the exact design decisions made to fulfill that need. It's extremely important. And then what UI you have chosen to fulfill that UX. Because if you're not able to describe it, it's probably because you just don't know the project well enough, or you need to do some more exploration. But it's always a work in progress. So, if this one UI or UX doesn't work out, you have to kind of reiterate and iterate until it's successful.
Awesome. So we have time for one more. Which one do you want? The cute pets or the Apple one?
I guess you can pick the cute pets.
Yeah, so cute. So helping shelter pays to find future.
Okay, so
that's cool. Actually, it's funny because on Adobe Live, we have weeks about UX design, and we give a challenge to the viewers to create and share a prototype.
Yeah, great.
And one of them had to deal with the shelters. I think it was to build the identity, like a logo. And also we have a UI kit, a free UI kit for XD, which is about a social network for pets.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Do they just, the pets' parents talk to each other? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. That's so funny.
Old pose.
So,
it's good, great hero image. Like when I open the project, it looks great,
Yeah, the idea is to help sheltered pets find their homes. So there are over 7 million pets in shelters, and every year 2.5 million pets get euthanized. So a lot of the shelters actually don't have the financial means or marketing spend to advertise or show what pets are actually available in their shelter. So this app is trying to offer that tool to
great idea.
Yeah, for offer that tool to shelters to take pictures and list who's available. And of course,
and you share the stories.
Yeah, we share the stories of the successful adoptions. And the way that they wanted to do this was to have it's like a dating. It's like you're finding your boyfriend, you're finding your best friend. So the UI is very Tinder centric.
Ah, okay.
So it's actually swiping
swipe
right and left.
Oh my
but
God.
in this case, you can't actually deny or swipe left any pets because that's pretty mean to pets. So it just skips them. You can only like them or skip them. You can't X out this.
It's funny that you can be mean to men, but pets are like, no.
Rescue pets don't get X'd out. So the success story of this one is that we've gotten more than 500,000 views on the app.
It's huge.
Each person spends roughly about 8 minutes, and they swipe on an average 28 pets per session.
So a lot of engagement.
Yeah.
8 minutes is it's a very long time for an app.
Yeah. And
Wow.
this app was actually acquired last year to PetSmart, so PetSmart taking over the initiative.
Okay, what is PetSmart?
Oh, PetSmart?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a huge corporation here in America that offer. It's like a big store that have pet stuff, pets of all kinds.
Like a supermarket for pets.
Yeah, correct. And they have adoption too. So it's not just limited
It's a good story, huh?
to dogs and cats. You can have
Yeah,
pigs,
parrots,
parrots, birds, lizards.
koalas, dolphins. Oh, swipe left.
Yeah.
Cool, great. And I think, countdown says 0000, so they share the portfolio with us. Thanks,
you.
Catherine, for sharing all these stories about this project. It was really awesome. And also for sharing the process. So it's really great because now we understand the mindset and 13 years of experience.
Yeah.
UX design in New York. I mean, it's great. Sarah, I agree. Like the project layout, like the way you present it, it's very playful. It's beautiful, super engaging. So we will have a quick transition, and we will start reviewing some portfolios. Okay.
Great.
Okay, we're back. So we will review 3 portfolios. I think we have time.
Okay.
So the first one, and we are discovering the portfolios live.
Yes.
We
live.
didn't check. Okay. So Stefan Weber from Switzerland, like Rufus. Rufus is Swiss too. And okay, Stefan. So what I like to see first, if there is about, a quick introduction. I think it's very, also it gives the tone. I really enjoy that. So let's try to see who is Stefan. He's like, hello, I'm Stefan.
In caps.
28 plus years of hands-on experience. Okay, so senior profile, I guess. I thrive collaborating with multidisciplinary teams to solve complex programs. Okay, I practice user-centered design principles. What's your case? Let's talk. Oh, I like that. Okay. I'm available for freelance gigs. Okay, sounds good. Very good introduction. I like that.
I like that bio.
And so let's say you want to hire a designer in your team. Okay, we'll play this game. You look at this portfolio. What is your first impression? Just before discovering any project.
My first impression is I realize a lot of the thumbnails are exactly the same. So the second row and the third row are exactly the same. So
okay.
then automatically it makes me want to pick one that is not that layout.
Okay.
So the first row, and then maybe the first, second, or third stands out to me.
Okay, interesting. So because it's using a template, you feel a repetition, so you want to pick the one that makes a difference.
Yeah.
Cool. And Stefan is in the chat.
And
He's
I
like,
also,
hey, caps lock there. That's good.
I also would like to see, the template is great if you use it for one thing, and it does show the platform that you're using. So it just shows you are using a desktop.
This one is
an
3
iPad,
screens. So I think that's the intent. But I agree that this full picture, it really stands out. It's beautiful. Whoa. Okay. So digital home for classical music.
Oh, cool.
It's the most traditional symphony orchestra. Okay, so nice hero picture when I discovered this. A quick introduction.
I like the layout. It's extremely focused on the top. Who's playing that day? September 15th, the guy, and maybe.
This is very nice. This.
Yes. The typography is nice. The layout is very good.
He's Swiss.
Of course, Swiss. Just always
Typography.
So great. I like the background. It's very dynamic. You have a floating kind of thumbnail that is small, large, circular, more dynamic font.
Okay.
I like that. Very clean and.
Oh, that's a schedule, which is a tough exercise. I really like this. Like doing really a good job on the dates. The typography is beautiful. And the highlights. Oh yeah, when you. I saw her.
Oh, cool. So I'm assuming that you click that and this is the product page.
And that's, I guess, the
for
different
that.
price.
Oh,
Because
okay.
this is Swiss francs.
Okay.
So you pick the price, like do you want a 40 franc ticket or 73? Let's go. go. Full responsive custom interface. Okay.
Yeah, I really like the layout. It's very clean and well thought out. It has a lot of nice grid views. Oh, I'm
what
showing
is
you.
this?
Oh, this is Zeppelin.
Using Zeppelin. Okay.
To develop the style guide.
For the design specs, yeah. Good job. So by the way, if you use XD, something that people don't know is that you can export to Zeppelin.
Oh.
So we have an integration with Zeppelin, yeah. So it will export and do all the design specs also for you.
Nice. Yeah.
And we can view the live site. Okay.
Yeah, great work. This is really nice.
That's great. And I was asked to redefine the content structure to existing. Okay, so yeah,
Device.
that's what I was wondering also because when I see like a lot of content like this, my first question is, okay, what was your role? But I guess you were really involved in this project, so that's very impressive. Okay, let's review another one from Stefan. A lot of interactive design. This one looks more.
Real estate?
Okay, yeah, real estate, a 3 platform. I guess it's a responsive experience in the browser. That would be my guess. Okay, it's a side project. Yeah, so very clean. Oh yeah, with the map elements.
Oh, great.
Always
yeah.
tricky. Yeah. And it's responsive. Okay, so now we get it. Nice presentation too, like this, like having a section like this. Like Stefan, you really spend time designing a beautiful portfolio.
Yes, this is, I love that.
You like
the
this?
spec sheet, yes.
Yeah.
It really gives a holistic view on the coloring, the icons, the overstate, the text, the fonts. Yeah, great work. Once again, really attentive to the grids, the design, and also the pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Good job, Stefan. And you're based in Zurich, so okay.
Yes.
Good to know, because I think, Stefan, you might speak German too, and English, so yeah. We might invite you to Adobe Live for a full session, because I like to see you working in XD. And it has been featured twice, so when you have the label, like that's a good sign, you know. Featured
Oh yeah,
twice
great.
in interaction design. That's good. Okay, and then yeah, what I like also is that we have like 12 projects. I think it's a good size, you know, like
yes.
too much.
I also would rearrange the ones that you've gotten featured towards the first row.
Okay.
So the examples of those
like
two,
this one.
even if they're a little bit, maybe they're older.
Dated, yeah.
Yeah, but I would put them more towards the top.
Yeah. I will let you speak.
Okay.
Okay,
do we want to go to the next portfolio?
Yes. So thank you, Stefan. Really great work. Yeah, let's stay in touch. Okay. Nayan did. Oh yeah, I remember Nayan. He joined the chat. I remember his name. We're surrounded by a lot of people. Don't be scared. That's the attendees leaving the auditorium, and they have a lunch break now. So we have about 1,000 people around us, but that's fine. We'll be
No
okay.
big deal.
We'll be okay. That'll be good. Okay, so Nayan, you are from Bangalore in India. Awesome. Okay, and you say,
Caps.
hello,
Hello.
All caps. Okay, I'm a user experience designer, animator, and an artist based out of India. Okay, 3 years of experience, so it's more a junior. Okay, it will be interesting to see what's happening. Let's pick the mobile app.
Okay.
And there is a smartwatch too. It will be interesting to watch. Okay. Here we
Nice
go.
photography.
Ooh, Nayan. Very nice intro.
Local.
Okay. So that's the brief. So there is a problem to solve. Middle, closer to community, everyone. Okay. Oh, very nice picture. It changes.
Oh, I love this. There's a lot of description.
Yeah, a lot of description. That's funny. And I like that's design. Very funny. It's good to speak to the viewer because
right.
That's good.
I also really like the process here with the
some
logo
branding.
design, and like how you came up with that grid and the imagery. Brand icon.
Yeah, very good branding. How it works with multiple sizes. Okay, the details based on the spices.
Yeah, that's actually pretty fancy. The color wheel. Yeah, very creative.
Yeah,
We like
this
that.
is very fancy.
And a
Typography, Roberto. Yeah. You never go wrong. With Roberto Nato, never go wrong. The user personas. Oh yeah, you shared the full
cool.
process. Look at that.
Nice process.
The wireframe. Getting there. Okay, it's coming. It's coming. Very nice icons. Really like the style. And a nice mock-up.
Oh, cool.
And there's a video.
Awesome.
Okay, let's see if we can load the video. Yes. Very fast typer.
I know.
What did you use for the interactions? Maybe it says that. Maybe Nayan, you can let us know what you used to create the animation and share them. But yeah, very nice. Very nice transitions. It's very
Yeah, I like the photos, the realistic photos.
Yeah.
Placed around the layout, so it's really engaging. The
dashboard, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, everything. So maybe the only thing I wonder is maybe starting with the final video. Like the only thing I'm concerned is that if you have a recruiter, like will the recruiter really take the time to go to scroll that far? Maybe it's better like to hook them, with the video. So, oh, it looks good, and after you tell the story.
Yes.
But yeah, it's very impressive. Okay, I wanted to see the smartwatch. Dominoes for pizzas.
Cool.
Maybe?
Animation on the top area.
Wow, it's floating. How did you do that?
It's a GIF.
I don't know. Ah, yeah, it's a GIF. Wow. After Effects.
Cool.
Problem statement. Yeah, very nice layout. Like we're spending a lot of time on the layout. User persona,
nice.
Wireframe.
It's a little bit dark.
It's a bit dark, but yeah. Identity. I guess he didn't want to unveil the. Wow.
That's a nice animation for the interaction.
Is it a GIF also? I mean, it looks so neat. Yeah, it's a GIF. Wow. Looks so good.
So I have a question. What watch is this? Is this supposed to be an Apple Watch? Yeah,
it's supposed to be an Apple Watch.
So on the very top, is that an image of an Apple Watch? The first?
Let's see.
Yeah, it should.
Maybe not.
I don't think so because of the coloring around the face. It should be white.
Maybe he found a 3D model of another watch because Apple is protecting the model.
Yes, I agree. Yeah,
but after it's an Apple Watch. Yeah.
I would just say some of the interface of this watch. I'm not sure if you can actually do that. The sizing and the sizing of the font type, and also the width and the height of the font.
Okay.
I would just take a look at the human interface guidelines on the Apple website to kind of just double check the font. So, for example, the pickup and home delivery, the font is way too small. I also think that the sizing of the buttons and the icon in between, it might be too small. And also kind of the text here for the scheduling and the buttons, it's got to be a certain width and height.
So you have guidelines that you can access, and Apple will tell you this is the minimum font size that you should use.
Correct.
Okay.
So the Apple WWDC, the developer website, has all of the design guidelines of the Sketch, I think XD maybe, and Photoshop. So it kind of gives you the guidelines for the font sizing, so it can kind of improve the interface in that way. But the portfolio itself and the layout is extremely interactive. So I really like that.
So we were talking about you passing an interview for Google, and they say don't redesign a Google app. Well, Nayan did.
I can't wait.
Boom. The Google Play Music.
I really like the idea of
GIFs are beautiful.
Yeah, I really like that interaction. So I'm expecting to see material design if you're saying that you're designing for Google.
We will see. Competitor analysis. Okay. Oh, that's funny. Pros and cons. Okay.
Apple Music.
You're taking risks, Nayan, because if you want to work for Spotify one day, that's bold. That's bold.
It can happen with Behance.
Yeah.
People will see your work, and you don't never know what people are looking for.
That's good. At least it shows your mindset that you take the time to look at the competition,
Yes.
which is fair. Design visual identity, okay. Roberto, never go wrong. And here we go. So that's the new experience, I guess. With some Google material here for the search bar.
Yep. Good. The
Video, we like videos. Oh yeah, okay. Horizontal scrolling.
I think your use of using animation in the portfolio is very, very powerful. It's definitely something that would make everything look more realistic and awesome. I wish I had more experience in After Effects to kind of animate my UI, because I think that really puts you in another league if you're able to
communicate.
show
Yeah.
the actual interaction or the animation.
It's awesome, yeah. With this view, yeah. Very good job, man. Looks great. Great portfolio. So my only question for Nayan is that, so you do, like you said, like multidisciplinary. So when you get the quality of this work, like local, Domino's and Google Play, maybe it's time to curate your portfolio a little bit and to say, okay, I really want to become an experience designer, and maybe remove some project from the past which are not as good because they, it was at the beginning of your career. So when I see this, for instance, not sure you want to display that, or because the execution is not as good as what you're doing today. Or do you really want people to know that you master Photoshop in illustration? And of course you're very good, but is it something you want to be noticed for,
I mean, what you could do is create one,
or maybe one
project that
and
has
say,
a little variety of all the stuff you can possibly do, and just have one project that houses all that stuff, and then have most of your projects be geared towards what you want your job to be, or your maybe a UX designer.
Because you already have like very strong projects, you really took the time to design a beautiful experience on Behance. So yeah, maybe you can keep it to like our friends at the beginning, Stefan, to 12 projects, but do something like super strong. And but thanks for sharing. This is awesome, and you had very good feedback in the chat. They were all very impressed. Okay, now it's time for Ashot Mouradian, who is from the US, in Trenton, I guess, New Jersey. That's my guess. So yeah, some advice, Ashot. Always good to write a one paragraph description. So it's not only for people to discover you, but also you can add some jokes, like something that, hello, something that can match your personality. Okay, so let's try to understand what you do. McLaren, okay, taxi app, yellow bus. Okay, so a lot of concept apps. Okay, let's check McLaren. Because yes, most of the time recruiters, they will click on the two first one or the three first ones. But it's very rare that they will scroll down. It means that they really want to discover more. So McLaren, so it's more graphic design, right? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This one, okay. So I would be careful, Ashot, because you say that you want to be a UI UX, even if the illustration looks very good. Be careful, because this is the first thing that recruiters will look and say, oh, sorry. I thought it was something that deals with UX design. So maybe I'm wrong. If we go down, there is something, but no, I feel it's more illustration. So let's take this one.
Okay. The taxi app.
Taxi app. Very nice intro. Need to save reliable rights. Okay, so wireframing.
Okay, so I would suggest that you put like the top screen that you first land on, really make sure that's the screen that is your most wow screen. It's not the login screen, but the screen that you are most proud of. Maybe the actual requesting of the taxi, or maybe when you're in a ride and there's a map or something like that, something that's more engaging, just the first look.
And you use XD. Bonus points. Actually, it's very important to reference the app you are using, because you can be featured in the app. So you see, he got featured in interaction design, which is great, but also in the XD gallery, which is cool too. It gives you more visibility. Okay, nice. So yeah, maybe what you could add also is if you do something interactive, iShot, you can embed the interactive prototype that you build with XD directly on your Behance project, and users can click and discover the screens.
Right.
So this is something you could add.
And also, I would suggest to make the screens a lot bigger. So when you're looking at that, when straight from one flow to another, to make them way bigger, maybe a little less.
Cool.
Yeah, so the people can actually really read what's on the screen and what it's actually doing.
Oh, another music app?
Okay, awesome. I love music apps.
Like
Ooh, look at
wow. Love that. Oh, that's it. Oh no, we want to know more. Shut up. It looks good. So in this case, like you say music app, at least let us know, like, is it an experiment, something that you did on the side, and why you did that, what was your motivation? Because now we want to know more, like we're frustrated.
Yeah, there's no more to see. Okay, what about the yellow,
the yellow bus.
Oh,
wow, cool.
Online bus
Nice
app.
illustrations, I really like the style.
Oh, that's really cute.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I think might have the same kind of feedback is be careful of the font size. If you can make the font size a lot bigger for the description and also make the screens a lot bigger and less screens so that people can really focus in on it. I know a lot of people love making it isometric, like creating a screen with a lot of layout and then like rotating it. At a glance, it's really cool, but then it's really hard for someone to really look at the actual details and the description of like what you want to do. So you should do both. So in terms of the wireframes, I would like to see it horizontal.
Yeah, so you don't do this. I can do this if you want.
Yes.
Yeah, because the work is great. Yeah, you should check this feature in XD, okay? When you publish a prototype, embed the prototype, because at least you will have like big screen size and people can interact and discover the flow. But the style is very good, like very nice illustration. So now I understand better why you included some illustration work too. Yeah, a lot of projects.
Want to look at the architect one? Looks more like an app.
And
another
another experiment. Again, yeah, just explain, one or two sentences. Why exploring architecture? Maybe it's your passion. Maybe what do you want to try to explore? Here it's a gallery of photos, like maybe try different layouts. And
try to include some description about what you're doing. And so we know what to expect. And what are some of the challenges of doing this? Did you try a new coloring scheme? Did you try to do icons? What made you arrive to that design? I think that's what the thinking process is what we want to evaluate.
But thank you so much, Stefan, Nayan, and iShot for sharing your portfolio. Thanks everyone for watching.
Yes.
Thank you, Kathleen, for all this insight, for sharing your project. It was awesome. So now we want you on Adobe Live for 3 days in San Francisco.
Awesome.
That will be your next challenge, okay?
Awesome.
Because we want now we understand how you work, the mindset, the process, but now we want to see it live. So hopefully you will have Catherine very soon live with us on Adobe Live. We're still live from the 1990 conference in New York, and we will be back in about 5 minutes. So make sure to stay tuned. We will be back in 5 minutes with Verena. She's a graphic designer based in New York, and she will share her work. You will see it's really like first-class work. If you like graphic design, identity, it's really awesome. We're very lucky to have her. Thanks again, Catherine.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
See you soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.